Welcome and welcome back to another episode on how to manage your finances with Money Guru, Teacher Line. In our previous discussions, we were able to discuss three ideas on how we are going to manage our finances by tracking them using the money management systems, the 60-20-20 rule, and the 70-20-10 rule. The highlights of our discussions would be number one, the cash flow, number two, the protection, and number three, the investment. As an introduction, former government Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, Benjamin Diokno had said that one in every 100 Filipinos has been victimized by investment scammers amounting to a total loss of over 25 billion. These experiences tells us that there is still a long way to go. Many Filipinos are still delaying saving, mismanaging credit, bypassing legitimate investment opportunities, or falling victim to investment scams. With the same source in 2022, Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas cited a global financial literacy study by Standard& and Poor's Global Ratings and revealed that the Philippines ranked in the bottom 30 of 144 countries with only 25% of Filipino adults considered financially literate. Bakit kaya gano'n? Why we fail? So these are some of the reasons kung bakit failure tayo in terms of managing our finances. The first is no financial education, no financial game plan, and no financial coach. Ikaw ba, how do you educate yourself? Ano yung game plan mo sa pera mo? At may nakakausap ka bang tao, not necessarily coach talaga siya, but mainly a person who is more knowledgeable in terms of managing their finances. Yung tao may malawak na experience na rin siya. With this, I'll be introducing with you some of the steps on how we are going to manage our finances at sana makatulong to sa inyo. So let's proceed with step number one, yung cash flow. So cash flow, for recording cash flow, we need to do the percentage distribution of expenses first. Just like in my previous discussions, that there are percentage distribution so that we would be able to manage our expenses. So add on na to sa tatlong ideas na binigay ko last time, wherein ito naman ay 50% sa needs, 30% sa wish, and 20% naman sa savings out of the income that you have. So it's up to you kung pwede nyo itong gamitin or mas okay sa inyo yung percentage distribution ng ganitong 50, 30, and 20. Let's proceed sa needs muna. Ano nga ba tong needs? So sa needs, sabi nga kanina na separate 50% of income for all primary needs. These needs include food, clothing, and shelter. Make sure that primary needs do not exceed 50%. That's why when you go to the grocery, dapat meron kayong listahan kung ano na yung bibilhin ninyo para hindi yung kung ano-ano yung kinukuha ninyo at saka more than 50% na ang nagagastos ninyo. And number two, with these needs, dapat busog din kayo pag pumunta kayong grocery para hindi yung kung anong chichirya kinukuha ninyo, kung anong food na kinukuha ninyo, make sure within siya sa 50%. Hindi siya sobra para hindi tayo out of budget. Next, ito naman ay yung wish. 'Di ba? Lahat tayo may mga wishes. The next 30% we can allocate for our wishes. For example, buying the things we want. But should not exceed 30%. If not used, the funds can be allocated for savings. For example, no, uso naman talaga ngayon yung mga online stores. For example, we have this one, si Temu. No, may application tayong Temu. So, one click away lang, no, nabubudol tayo kaagad. Others are also wanted to buy clothing from Shein. Okay, others are having their shop sa TikTok naman. Others naman sa Lazada at saka sa Shopee. Now, there is nothing wrong if you are going to buy what we want in these online stores, provided we should not exceed the 30%. Kung may sobra naman siya, we can save that for, allocate that for savings. 'Di ba? Kung meron naman kayong gustong bilhin sa online and then hindi na kaya sa 30% ninyo, practice yung so-called delayed gratification. May araw pa naman. Do not buy something out of your emotions. Kasi sometimes, no, after 1 week or 2 weeks, mafe-feel mo na hindi mo na pala siya kailangan. So, practice delayed gratification para hindi naman masayang. Meron din, excited kayong bumili after a day or two or after 1 week or 2 weeks, hindi mo na siya ginagamit. So, waste of money lang siya in a long run. Next, the third percentage is the savings. Remember, no, before allocating funds for needs and wish, first separate 20% for savings. Try not to use savings funds because saving funds will be used for the next step. So, yung savings, pwede siya 10% sa savings, 10% naman for the emergency fund. Again, the 20%, ito gagamitin natin to sa step number 2. So, another basic financial planning, remember that we have to set aside at least 20% of your paychecks as savings. And number 2, build an emergency fund equivalent to at least 3 to 6 months of your expenses. Any excess or disposable income must be invested as well. Now let's proceed with step number 2, that is protection. So the next step is the allocation of funds for protection. The protection fund is obtained from 20% of the savings that we set aside each month. If savings fund has reached 6 times of salary, we can enter step number 2, that is the protection. Ano nga ba itong protection na ito? Protection, there are various kinds of protection. Now, the protection fund consists of emergency fund or emergency fund. So, insurance fund and emergency fund. So, we have list of insurance, health insurance, and life insurance. These insurances are actually being used for protection, not for today, but for the future. O, tanong ko lang, may savings pa tayo? Sometimes may laman yung ATM, pero maya-maya kinukuha lang din natin, 'di ba? So kung meron man tayong savings pero wala tayong mga insurance fund, mauubos lang din ito because of unexpected event or unexpected emergency. So yung quick options natin dito ay mangutang, isanda yung mga ari-arian, or ibenta natin yung ating mga assets at a lower value because we need the money already. Therefore, you must have a health fund that serve as a buffer para meron kayong backup plan as well. So this health insurance and life insurance, actually mas maganda kapag kumuha kayo as early as possible. Kasi while you are still healthy, while you are still young, you secure your health and life insurance by talking to your trusted insurance advisor. Siyempre, yung insurance advisor of your choice, kilala nyo at trusted nyo siya. Actually, yung mga insurances, health for life insurance, there are actually affordable health insurance and life insurance na with unique features. You just have to talk to or inquire doon sa mga insurance agents. So, they are knowledgeable in terms of addressing your need as well. So, ang insurance kasi ay key element of any financial strategy. Hindi to additional gastos but an investment to provide continuous support for our loved ones. While able, young pa tayo, healthy because you should not wait to have pre-existing conditions. Kasi kapag may pre-existing condition tayo, it may either be declined or it could be expensive because of our condition. Sabi nga ni Warren Buffett, I wish I have learned this when I was younger. So you really have to be thankful nowadays kasi meron tayong ganitong platform to provide you information. And I just want you to remind that the higher the age the higher the cost or premium of insurances. Kapag matanda na tayo, mas mahal siya, 'di ba? Kapag meron na tayong pre-existing condition, may nararamdaman na tayo, mas mahal siya. So it's better to secure health because by securing health is also a secured wealth. Okay, so that's step one for the cash flow. Step number two for protection. This time we shall be proceeding with step number three, which is the investment. So after mo na na-fulfill yung step number two, we can proceed now sa step number three by allocating funds for investment. So for income that is not so big, we can choose the following investment. So meron naman tayo, no, there are people with low income, lower income lang siya. So, nakaka-sustain lang siya ng daily needs. May extra man siya pero, no? But I suggest we have to look for additional source of income to sustain this investment. So we have invest on something that creates income and invest on financial instruments. So for example, I'm going to share with you several low-cost income generating options wherein we can try to join cooperative savings and investment tulad lang ng MP2, no? Ng Pag-ibig MP2 in the Philippines, wherein we can just invest as little as 500 pesos or we can go higher. So, pwedeng 500, 600, it's up to you. Depende lang siya. Sabi nga ni Robert Kiyosaki, no, the moment you receive your salary, pay yourself first because of your hard work. So, eto na tong 500 na 500 peso, eto na yung payment sa sarili mo. Ilagay mo sa MP2 for investment. No, waiting for its maturity. Sarili mo muna. Okay? So, number two, the micro business ventures. Start a small business like selling prepaid load, food snacks, or homemade items. This require minimal initial capital and can generate daily income. You can sell it sa office mate mo ba, sa classmates mo, sa mga friends mo na hindi masyadong yung makakahiligan mong pagkain. If you are really into food, you can prepare and sell it to your friends, 'di ba? The third one is digital assets. Very common na sa atin yung vlogging. So you can make use of the YouTube, blog site, and earn from ad revenue. Pwede din vlogging. Marami na ngayon dyan sa Facebook, no, Reels, sa YouTubes. Yeah. Number two, for digital asset ay yung print on demand. So you can make use of Canva and use the designs for selling. So if you want to know further about Canva and making use as a tawag natin dito way of generating income, may mga tutorials din tayo dyan making use of Canva. Next, the fourth one, savings and investment accounts by GSave or via GCash. Meron din tayong GInvest requiring no minimum balance. The fifth one, small investments in agriculture. If you are interested in livestock, raising chickens, you can rent a small piece of land, no? Pang yung mga pigs, mga chickens, ginagawang lechon sa mga occasions, you can start with that. Next, number six, we have sari-sari store from small neighborhood store. Set up a basic convenience store at home with initial capital as low as 2,000 to 5,000. At least hindi naman tayo idle kung sa bahay lang tayo. Number seven, buy and sell. Start by purchasing items on sale or second-hand clothes. Yung mga ukay-ukay natin dyan, mga pre-love items. Tapos mag-live selling tayo. You can maximize the use of Marketplace, Lazada, or even Shopee. Pwede din siya. Others are maximizing it with the use of TikTok and all other selling platforms. Okay, these are all important. Low cost lang siya, no? Those minimal lang ang income, you may start on this and try to do the rolling effect of your income. Yung income kasi natin, yung profit, hindi natin kinagastos. We have to generate more so that we will be able to increase our income. with all has been said, no, I really believe that the plans of the diligent lead to profit as surely as haste leads to poverty. Meaning, sabi dito sa baba, allow me to read, planning for the future involves setting financial goals, creating budget, and saving for emergency and long-term expenses by planning ahead. We can confidently avoid financial stress and prepare for the future. Etong si mga sinasabi ko sa inyo, disclaimer again that these are based upon my research, based upon my experiences. I'm not saying I am perfect, but I do the talk. I'm trying to maximize the percentage distribution of my income because no personally I have been into this kind of maraming utang, maraming loans, but eventually unti-unti no with this kind of information I was able to at least dahan-dahan lang maximize track of my expenses para later on we will not create additional utang na naman. It's not bad to make utang provided we use that for another investment, no? So I hope all of these ideas that I shared with you have helped you a lot. So it's up to you on how you're going to maximize and to manage your finances. Okay? So with this, thank you very much. Money Guru with Teacher Line. I hope you have learned something with our discussion tonight. Thank you and God bless everyone. Bye.